I'm Daniel Ruth. I'm 98 years old. Over my lifetime, I've built companies and investments worth billions of dollars. From the outside, it probably looks like success came naturally, like it was inevitable. It wasn't. What most people don't know is that I've lost everything twice, completely. The first time, I was just 29 years old. I was divorced, broke, and then my son died. That loss shattered me in ways money never could. At that point, I had no savings, no stable family life, no clear future, and very little hope. That experience taught me something most people never truly understand. If I woke up tomorrow morning and everything was gone, my wealth, my reputation, my name, I wouldn't panic. Not because I'm fearless, but because I learned a hard truth early in life. Wealth is not built from money. It's built from systems, and systems can always be rebuilt, even from zero. What I'm sharing is educational, based entirely on my own experiences. It's not financial advice. Everyone's situation is different, and professional guidance matters. But if you listen carefully, you'll understand why some people recover after losing everything, while most never do. When people lose everything, panic is the first emotion. Panic tells you to act immediately, to fix the damage fast, to chase anything that looks like money. That instinct ruins people. I've watched it happen for decades. Someone loses their job, their savings, their business, and within days, they're grabbing at bad opportunities, making desperate decisions, trading their future for short-term relief. I learned this lesson the hard way in the early 1950s. At the time, I was a young professional with a growing career and a comfortable life. Then, in a short span of months, everything collapsed. My marriage ended. My child became ill. Medical bills piled up faster than I could manage. Clients disappeared. I shut down my practice. I sold what I owned just to stay afloat. I still remember sitting alone in a small apartment on a quiet afternoon, counting what little money I had left. Years of effort were gone. In that moment, I had a choice. Panic or think. Most people panic. They call everyone they know asking for help. They borrow money they can't repay. They accept the first offer out of fear. I did something different. I stopped. If it happened again, here's what I do on the first day. Nothing. For the first 24 hours, I wouldn't make a single decision. I wouldn't plan. I wouldn't reach out. I would sit with reality and let the shock settle. Not because I was giving up, but because the quality of your recovery depends on the clarity of your first decisions. And clarity doesn't exist in panic. On the second day, I'd take out a piece of paper and make 3 lists. The first would be what I still have. Not money, capabilities, skills, knowledge, health, time, the experience. Most people who say they've lost everything are mistaken. They've lost money. Money is replaceable. When I was broke at 29, I still had my education. I could read deeply, think clearly, and analyze problems better than most people. Those things were far more valuable than any bank account. The second list would be what I actually need, not what I want. What I need. You don't need luxury. You need shelter, food, rest, and mental clarity. I would calculate my true survival number. Most people can survive on far less than they think if they're willing to simplify. For the first 90 days, comfort doesn't matter. Survival does? The third list would be the hardest. What destroyed me? Was it bad luck or bad decisions? Was it circumstances or arrogance? When I made this list the first time, I had to admit something painful. Much of my collapse was my own doing. I ignored warning signs. I trusted the wrong people. I spent money before earning it. Writing that down was humiliating, but it was necessary. If you don't understand how you reached zero, you'll go right back there. By the end of the first week, I would have clarity. I'd know how little I truly need to survive. I'd know what skills I can sell immediately. And I'd know the mistake I will never make again. What I would not have is a job. And that surprises people. Most believe the first priority after losing everything is getting any job as fast as possible. That's wrong. A job trades time for money. When you're starting from zero, time is your most valuable asset. You don't need employment. You need income tied to results. Between days 8 and 30, I would become a problem solver for hire. I did this once before. I made a list of people who controlled budgets, business owners, managers, decision makers. I didn't ask for jobs. I didn't ask for help. I offered to solve one real problem. If it worked, they paid me. If it didn't, they owed me nothing. People will always pay more for results than for hours. The first real money I earned after losing everything came from solving a single overlooked problem. A few days of focused effort created more value than months of traditional work. By day 30, I wasn't rich, but I wasn't desperate. And momentum matters more than money in the beginning. Around day 20, doubt appears. You're tired. Progress feels slow. Your mind tells you to quit. I remember sitting alone, exhausted, questioning whether rebuilding was even worth it. That night, I reread the list of mistakes I had made, and something became clear. I could go back to who I was, or I could become someone different. I couldn't do both. Days 31 through 60 are about leverage. There are three kinds: other people's time, other people's money, and other people's reach. In the first 30 days, you use your own time. After that, you stop doing everything yourself. I documented what worked. I turned it into a system. I taught it to others. Results multiplied without me working more hours. That's the shift from survival to structure. By day 60, I wouldn't just be earning money. I'd be building something durable. And this is where many people fail. They stop too early. They get comfortable. They relax. And within a year, they're back where they started. The final 30 days aren't about making more money. They're about making sure you never return to zero again. I would lock away a portion of what I've earned somewhere difficult to access. I would buy back my time by delegating low-value tasks. And most importantly, I would invest in learning a new skill, not an old identity. Recovery isn't about becoming who you were. It's about becoming who you should have been. Money can disappear. Status can vanish. Everything external is temporary. But your ability to think clearly, learn, and adapt, that's permanent. Nobody can take that from you. If I lost everything tomorrow, I wouldn't be afraid. Because zero isn't the end. It's the cleanest starting point you'll ever get. Build something that can't be taken from you.